I pray this morning with thanksgiving for all you've been doing in our lives. And I ask, O God, that the purpose whereunto we are gathered today shall be fulfilled to the glory and to the praise of your name. Lord, you will speak through your servant and you will bless everyone that is here present, that no one will go back home the same way they came. Thank you, Lord, as you inspire and fill us. In Jesus' name.
Amen. Good morning, all. Welcome to November edition of Standout. I'm super excited. I'm coming from men's meeting, but was combined both men and women. And as you know how you aspire to be in a certain field, and you don't know how you will get to that place, but you are in your house, you get a call, and you're wondering, is it me they are calling? You drop the call and ask, check the number again. Is it my number? He said, yes, it's the number. I would like you to come speak with us, our men. So you're hoping that we're going to speak with men. You get there, you see men and women. So you're wondering, how did you find yourself here? We are growing as a person, and I'm excited. Standout have reshaped my mind and transported me to where I am. So, without by questioning what's in your mind, ask question whatever is in your mind. Let's explore it. What is your worry? What's your concern about life? Yeah. Did you listen to radio today? I got a call today, a lot of calls today. You need to tune in there. We're doing a whole lot of yeah, you can use the mic. Ask question, what's bothering you? Are you concerned? What is the toughest thing you can ask? Let's see how we can explore it together.
Standout.
We'll define it. Standard.
Okay, my question is about midlife crisis.
Midlife crisis.
Yes. It was one of the evening services we had in our church, and then the pastor talked about, the person that ministered talked about midlife crisis and how it is peculiar to everyone, and why it's necessary for some persons because it's from the place of awareness. But then you've highlighted, you've said something about that earlier this year or last year about coming from the standpoint of lack of awareness. So I would like to ask, maybe to reaffirm, is it from the point of lack of awareness, or is a reality that people face in terms of they are not comfortable with the current state of things, but they have a picture of where they are going to, but then there's confusion around?
We've been dealing a whole lot around that, what they call, and honestly, the ignorance that perpetually makes us that we are suffering level of life. What we call crisis is ignorant, and it comes from what we call inflicted emotion. Let me explain it out. In the level of life, everywhere you are is equal to the knowledge of life you have. Is that correct? Right? You know, when you're in class 1, class 3 paper, will you solve it? It's difficult, right? Oh, you have it. It's difficult. Because, isn't it? Suffer today. After you have passed that stage, another person is going through that. I've gone through this before now. It's a camel case, isn't it? Right? So midlife crisis is ignorant. And when it happens, you know that you have to be awakened, knowing that there is a better you, there's a larger you, there's a better way to go. It's like the scripture said, there's a way that seems right unto a man, isn't it? Right? And suddenly I thought it's leading me somewhere. You now do, oh, maybe there's another way. That's what they call midlife crisis. It happens on a daily basis. What people call midlife crisis is what Jesus said. In the world you have tribulation, but be of a good cheer. I've overcome the world. It's just to say there's a better way to do life. Do you understand? So it's really not the way we speakers construct it and program your head and say midlife crisis. And you see, we live constantly with uncertainty because uncertainty unfolds. Do you know what's going to happen next minute? You don't know. So that's why I say, please be accustomed to uncertainty, be friendly with uncertainty. And it goes back to the people what we said. We seek for pleasure more often than we seek for pain. So we are used to pleasure. So when we see the other side of life, we judge it from an element as bad, isn't it? So you have bad, you have good, right? In the elementary level, if somebody knock you, they hate me. Somebody curse you, they curse me. Somebody rejected you, they rejected you. Oh, I didn't get a job. Didn't get a job. But another level, you say, I can create a job. Nobody can insult me. Are they still saying the same thing? They're still saying the same thing. But now you've come to a level where you know you have a choice to navigate life. And you don't even consider bad or good. And in truth, there are people who live in bad or good. Bad or good. So, it's like I'm having a crisis. I lost a job, a very good job, powerful job, great job that was taking me everywhere. Give me fame. Who said that was good for me? It was small. I was to be running my own organization. And working that way, I felt I was really comfortable. In fact, I didn't want to be number one. I liked to number two. Because number one, they suffer. They think about salary, they think about everything. They think about structure, they think about sustainability, they think about all the energies. Please, I like to work as a number two. People think it's popularity. Nah. So suddenly, they terminated me. I said, oh, I have midlife crisis. It's just pattern of life. Because there's a time to smile, there's a time to laugh, there's a time sad, there's a time in pain. Thank you. So why is it that when I'm on the side, I feel bad? We need to learn to be a. Is it possible? The limitation is in your mind and lack of knowledge. One person came to my office during the week. Oh, complained. Talked to the plane. Talked. And I asked him one question. Asked him another question. Asked him another question. He just popped on him and said, it's his choice. Life and death is the power of the tongue. No, it's a choice. I've given you life and death. My mother taught us something, and I make it. He taught us lack is part of life. That if you're too much, every time you're eating too much, you are creating an attachment because you are going to meet a time. You have the money, but you don't have the access to the money. What would you do? And I always say that sometimes if you drink tea, sometimes drink only water. Sometimes have money, also don't have money. Sometimes have one cloth, have two. Sometimes put yourself in prison small. And sometimes bring yourself out of prison. We are used to one pattern of life and assume that's the way it should be. And we're asking, who said hunger is not part of life? Oh, Patrick, because you have. I don't have. Oh, it's because you have a job. Create a job. Are you getting it? We are too dualistic in nature. Until we start integrating that, what we call bad and good, as good. How do I know? Count it all joy. Right? All things are working together for your highest good. We know it. We don't incorporate it. It's hard, right? It's very hard. They don't believe in the Bible. That's what it means. So drop it. Life, it's governed by law. We're not talking about the Old Testament law. sadness. And I said, smile. He said, smile. And I asked him a question. If you have a gift to give to two people, one is smiling, which is warm, and one is sad, who will you give it to? He said to the warm person, the warm created after his kind. Because we create after our kind. That's what law of attraction just means. And so where you are, go and check. You created it. We say you are a deliberate creator of your what? Reality. Is it okay? The day you started doing drug, you created poverty. You've attracted poverty. You know what happened? You can't think anything outside that. Why? It's not hard. So what are you now seeing? Others are seen to buy books to develop themselves. What are you buying? Crack. Who created it? Through your choice. Another question. So, yes. Deme.
Mr. Patrick, from your teaching today in the studio, that's in Nigerian Info, you made mention of falsehood, and you talk about the concept of no and yes. And I want you to link it up with, or to a kind of expression that some people do put out by saying, I don't have a choice. I've argued this point with some of my, with my client.
No,
try to help them that.
Don't try to help anybody.
I want you to help in such a way that I can go out and help them more. That there is always a choice in whatever.
Okay, thank you. There was a man who they want to punish. Thank you for that question. So when they punished him, and his punishment was to go inside the hole, all right, and rolled a stone, big stone, from the baseline upside down. He was sad, resistant. He felt that he has no choice. At that moment, he's under another person's choice. He was struggling to roll it, which is what life does to us. When life offers us something, we are struggling with life. We are rejecting it. We are resenting it. We are angry. When life offers you, just say, yes, sir. Try it. Try it. Anything that happens to just say, yes, sir. It gives you power to make a choice. You know what that guy did? He said, okay, I've been laboring from another person's choice. Now, I have made up my mind. It's my choice to roll that. Instantly, he rolled it. You have a choice, even in the choiceless situation. I like to use a very dirty way to empower people. Even in the place of rape, right? You still have a choice. Now, let's say somebody had come in to overpower you and chain you, and you're struggling, right? Will you do anything? Can you do anything? You can't do anything. When you struggle, you lose strength. First of all, accept. This is what it is. What can I do? If I continue to struggle, I've been already overpowered. What is my choice? And at that moment, say, I choose to forgive this person. You win the war. Even you just collapse. Even you just melt. And when you melt, that thing you sent in over there, get into that person's heart and melt them. You say, how? I don't like disempowered you. I cut my hair, right? Yesterday, You know when they are cutting this, it's painful, right? No matter how soft it is, simple. It's more painful. But if you relax, I've accepted. You will close your eyes. Yesterday, I went to the hospital. They were taking the sample of my blood. The guy was more afraid of taking the sample and was greeting me. I said, take it, it's part of it. And he was, instead of struggling, I just relaxed. I didn't see the pain because I've accepted it, because I have a choice there. These things are simple. Practice it just on small scale before you magnify. I'm breaking things down. Everywhere you are, you have a choice. Want to say something? I'll continue. Okay, 1 minute. Yes. So, tell them first and foremost they have a choice, even a choiceless place. Okay? It is resistance, rejection, right? Hate. Those are things. Life say yes or no. Begin to learn how to say yes to things. Once you say, you disarm them and find a choice in it. Yes.
Good afternoon, everyone. My question is, you spoke about identity, and somebody said an identity can be altered. I want to know if the person is actually correct or not.
Identity is just a form. But really, you're formless. You're formless. That's what I'm going to talk about. You're formless, your spirit. You have no form. So when we talk about I am Patrick Uduma, it's an identity. I can live here and go somewhere and say, I am Mr. Uduma. I will never talk about Patrick. Right? Would they call me Patrick? What would they call me? Eh? Okay, let's say I am the chief of Opopo Crescent. Right? And they have given me one title and Ogodo. And the people that gave me that Ogodo knows that thing. Eh? Right? So they identify me with that. What if I go to LMA now? Will LMA people know it? Eh? I can decide to strip it and become a servant. Isn't it? So identity is just a form you take to interpret or to deal with relationship of the moment. Sebi, you say identity, right? Eh? Are you a mother now? But you know you're a mother. Yes. Right? Why? See, you're not a mother, but you're a mother. Have you seen identity? Identity is just a form of expression to deal with matters. For instance, like this. I'm a mentor. I'm a son. Isn't it? So one day, I'm a managing director who people clean my office. I went home the other day. I cleaned my mother's office. I was sweeping. I said, oh, you know what? I have taken the identity of a son with responsibility, because identity is responsibility. So am I managing director in my mother's house? That's what it is. And we take this thing and attach to identity as if it's just a form. He will say, I'm sick. You're not sick. Your body is sick. But your true self cannot be sick. Oh, I'm poor. It's a lie. This same person that says is poor, he doesn't have money. If you see him toasting one babe like this, lies. Hey, say, yeah. He has taken a different word, identity. Identity is just what? It's just a tool of engagement. That's how you define the world. That's how you relate to the world. Does it make sense? So when we say find your identity, do you understand? Find your route. Because the identity is like your route, which helps you to define everything. Because now, I'm not a footballer. Am I a footballer? I'm not a footballer. But that footballer now, finish a footballer, it becomes what? A coach. Is he still a footballer? So that's how it is. Is that okay? Thank you.
A round of applause for Mr. Patrick. Come on, keep clapping, keep clapping. Believe me when I say, if you leave Mr. Patrick to be here and keep talking about identity, we will not go home. Are you aware? All right, guys, it's so nice to see beautiful faces. Come on, let's smile. Are you guys happy? Okay, tell someone by your side, welcome back home. Say it with conviction, welcome back home. Because Standout is a place and it is a home. Hallelujah, somebody. All right, guys, it's networking time. There's someone beside you that you don't know what the person is into, what the person can do, and what the person can actually actualize in your life. So, in 3 minutes, network, meet somebody, get to know the person's name, ask the person what does this person do. In short, I'll be giving out free gifts to people that will tell me about 3 persons they know what they do right now. So we're going to stand because this is a family and this is home. Feel free, network, meet persons, ask them, what do you do? What's your name? And yeah, like, Mama, I know you, but what do you do? You don't want to tell me. All right, it's networking time. Let's network. Please, let's stand. Let's meet somebody. Let's meet someone new. We can see lots of new faces in the house. Meet somebody. Make sure you're networking. Yes. That is one of the most important parts of Standout. Network, meet people, get to know their name, exchange numbers, the power of contact. A contact you have today might be very useful to you in 10 years to come. Very, very important. Vibe up. Yeah. No, we don't do sitting down here. Meet somebody, talk to somebody, exchange numbers. We are networking. We are doing good. Yeah. Beautiful. It's so nice to see everybody here. Wow. All right, we'll be rounding up. Make sure you collect a contact before you leave. All right, that's beautiful. Okay, let's wrap it up in a minute. Stand out. Okay. Let's settle down. Thank you very much. All right, so I'll be doing something very, very nice. Please, can I have a second mic here? So when I come to you, I would ask you the name of the person you met. What does the person do? The person's occupation. And then you tell me. Yeah. Okay, so let's work with him. Hi. So who did you meet?
Okay, I met King David and I also met Raphael.
Okay, so what's King David into? You see, that's what networking is. Yeah, you get.
Of course I will.
Okay.
He does art. Right?
He does art.
Yeah, writing.
You do writing. Okay. So the next person is who?
King David is a realtor.
He's
Real estate.
Okay, that's nice. Thank you very much. Okay, give me the mic. Swing it. Okay. You. So who did you meet? You met him.
Yes.
What does he do?
Okay. He does shipping and shipping stuffs.
Can I see his number on your phone?
Yes, I'm about to save his number now.
Because there's power in contact. That's one thing I learned from Mr. Patrick. You see, a contact you get today, you might be of use of it in a time you don't even know. I had a contact from Standout, and it's now this year that I was going through my phone. I was like, so I have this person's contact, and I was in need of that contact at that appointed time. So every contact in your phone has the power at a particular time. So don't joke with contact. Thank you very much. Okay, the last person. Yeah, you, Mama.
Jesus.
Hallelujah. So who did you meet?
I met so many persons.
Yes,
I met the lady with a baby. She's a history teacher. She said she has met me before, and she's happy to meet me again. I met this pretty lady there too.
Okay.
With a
sash.
Sash on her body. And she also says she's happy to meet me.
That's nice. You guys did not exchange contact?
We did not. Maybe after Standout.
Okay, that's very nice. Okay, thank you everybody for a nice networking section. And we are moving to the next thing, which is the book of the month. Oh, okay. So I'll be welcoming Miss Romanda Wabweze to come and talk on dressing right. Yeah. Please, a round of applause for Miss Romanda Wabweze to come and talk on dressing right. Come on, we can do better. Let's cheer for our own. Thank you very much.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm sure everybody's looking at me. What is she carrying? Ibo, do you know what is Abadibia? A Dibia's bag, a native doctor's bag. So it's a toolbox. And you'll be wondering, what's the relationship between dress right and a toolbox? Are you not wondering? Okay, my name is Romanda Mwabweze. I'm the creative director of Wear Next Concept. I am also a fashion waste advocate. That's why I have my toolbox. This toolbox, everybody will be doing practical today. I wish I don't have this mic. We'll be doing a practical, right? As a married woman, I follow my husband like I'm his PA. So most times, so one of the days, he was going for a very short meeting and he was to speak on that day. He had just one suitcase as a man and I have a box. I'm not the speaker. So on that very day, usually you want to, give him the last, okay. I don't know if you, so I can. So on that very day, I just wanted to give him the last touch before he left for the speaking engagement. Only to do small touching and his button fell off. Imagine you have just 5 minutes to get to the venue and your button is off. How will you speak confidently to a crowd looking at you with something, not complete in your outfit? And his wife on the rescue, I came with my toolbox on that very day. And then I fixed his button. How many of you know how to fix a button? Please. How many? No, we're going to do practical because I'm very ready. Yes, so, when we talk about sustainability, a lot of people think it's just a word. And I'm going to pass around this and before the end of the class, you submit and then I'll mark. I don't know who will help me, please just pass it on. Pass it, just let me pass it on. 1, you fix a button or you do a straight line for me. Somebody Somebody should help me, please. This is what? This is what? A needle. This is a thread. This is a scissors. And these are buttons. So you can give, if you want straight line, please just stitch straight line. Then if you want to tack a button, this is needle. So pass to everybody. Pass on. So while we're rounding up with the class, you know why I did this. But I know that the simple example will be asking, why do I need to learn how to stitch? If you're going to be dressing for an occasion every time, just like Mr. Patrick was talking about uncertainty, something can go wrong. I illustrated an example. Imagine my husband standing and then he doesn't have a button. His confidence level will what? Drop. So we're going to be talking about dress right. When they talk about dress right, people think about teenagers alone. Am I right? We think that adults don't need to know how to dress. I'm happy to see some beauty queens or pageants because they are the limelight, because they are the one that set the tone for many young people how they dress. You're wearing a shirt, wearing a crop top, and a young girl seeing you, inspiring to be like you, do not even know the reason why you're wearing this particular outfit. Crop top is trendy because of your body type, it's fine. But is it appropriate for every kind of occasion? No. So we'll be looking at dress right. It said a guide to boost your confidence and personal style. If I'm standing to talk to you today, you know that I don't need to say too much because you think, yes, she's a designer. Thinking about the color combination, the little details, which is very important. So next slide, please. So introduction, this is me. So at this glance, at this picture, what do you think of the picture at one glance? When we started Facebook, you only met people from their picture, profile picture, isn't it? Yeah. You can actually read what their personality is from a picture. So from this picture, what do you think of me? Any other answer? Correct? A happy person. There's a smile. There's a radiance of grace. Isn't it? So people think dressing up is only about the outfit, the expensive outfit you're going to wear. It's a combination of all. So for me, I say dressing well is a form of good manners. I don't know if you understand. If you lack manner, you will lack the ability to dress right. It's a form of good manners. How do you leave your clothes for a business meeting and you don't iron it? Please. It shows laziness. So your personality is seen in every outfit you wear. Know this. So another thing, people want to say, what is fashion? For me, I define fashion as the fastest means of human non-verbal communication. That's why I asked you, what do I look like in this picture? If you see Mr. Patrick, one glance, you know that he's a youth-oriented person. Isn't it? That's his personal style. There are people you see, I think, which of the president, there's a t-shirt president, if you remember. Who? Zelensky. We don't know the president of Russia, no, not Russia, Ukraine. He's a t-shirt president. Do you understand? That's his personal style. And people will emulate him. So the next one is, you never have a second chance to make a good first impression. Psychologists say it takes only 5 seconds to make an impression about somebody. And this impression will last a lifetime. So you don't have a second chance to make the first impression. Why is the first impression? They tell you, dress the way you want to be addressed at every point in time in your life. Even if you just want to step out, there are casual clothes to wear. Is it clean? Is it well kept? So people think you must be sophisticated before you dress right. No, you can dress down, but you're looking clean and well kept and put together. Another thing people lack is they don't have the confidence of what they are wearing. Imagine dressing up for an occasion and you're walking like this. You're already intimidated. You're already intimidated. Next slide, please. So now let's define what fashion is. For you, what do you think fashion is to you? You see, a lot of people just pick that outfit. But fashion is a combination of who you are, how you want people to perceive you, your religious affinity, your belief system, your values, your personal identity. Do you know how much people or brands pay for brand identity? Packaging is one of the most expensive things in a product. Packaging. And that's what an outfit does for you. It's selling you. It's very important. So they say fashion is the most, in general terms, they just think it's about dressing, your behavior, and how you project your personality. Then it's also a cultural belief system. In the North, you see hijab. It's their way of life, it's their culture. In the West, you see people wearing jackets. I think other factors affect how people dress. So, functions of clothes. If you ask some people too why they dress up, they will only talk about for beautification. Is that the only reason why you dress up? Yeah, for what again? Mm-hmm. If it's for protection, why do young girls refuse to wear bra recently? Why is it a trend? No, I'm asking. I have young girls here. Please, just answer. I want to be very direct. Why is it a trend now for young girls to refuse to wear bra? If you know that some clothes, their function is what? For protection. Do you even know what it is protecting? Or you think it's just an ornament? The ligaments of the breast drops. The bra helps you to hold it firm. I don't know if you've heard that before. So tell most of the young girls, it's for protection. Your underwear is helping. Why do you think they use 100% cotton for underwears? It helps absorb heat. People have rashes because of what? The wrong choice of an underwear. So do you consider these factors when you're buying your underwear? Open it, check. What's the content of the fabric I'm purchasing? Most people don't. There's a book I would recommend for you people to read. It's called Loved Clothes Last. Please, you just check it up. Loved Clothes Last. So they will give you a breakdown of different fabric types, what they are used for, and how you should maintain them. So these are functions for modesty, for identification. Let me ask for identification. Why do you see one person and say this person is a church girl? So let me know here next time. I am Holy Ghost filled, but the Lord does not judge what? The appearance. How do you identify a particular fruit? Is it not by the outward features? Would you see a pawpaw and call it mango? So be very conscious of what you wear. You're sending a strong message of who you are and how people will treat you. These are unwritten laws. Nobody will come and say, oh, you're not dressing well. I think recently now, in churches or maybe gatherings, they will tell you dress code. If you defy the dress code, you won't come in. But these are things that are unwritten. You should know growing up. Next slide, please. Then, they say dress code simplify. I'm trying to, beat with time. There's casual, there's smart casual, there's business, there's formal, there's nightwear, there's evening dress. Okay, I want us to do a small fashion show now. Yes, please stand up. Sir, please stand up. Stand up. Who else? Hello, sorry, ma'am. Please stand up. Help us. I have 3 people, right? I want the 4th person that can come up. Sorry, you two. The lady. Turning back. Yes, please. Just walk down. Walk, yeah, this way. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, that's why I want to do. That's the illustration I want to give. Yeah. I want somebody wearing a complete formal. Okay. Mr. Patrick is in between. Sir, please can you stand up? Sorry. He's in between. If Mr. Patrick is going to bed, do you think he's appropriately dressed? Why are you laughing? Because we do this all the time. Somebody will give you an IV for an occasion and tell you it's a business meeting. And then you decide to wear a dinner dress, a dinner gown, a revealing outfit. What message are you trying to pass? It's ignorance. We said dressing well is a form of good manners. You don't have manners. That's what it is showing. So, okay, for this guy, he's wearing a native. If he's going for, let me say, a traditional wedding, is it appropriate? If she's going to swim, is she appropriate? But on a very good day, is she dressing well? But the location of where she's going to is making her inappropriate. For me, I define ugliness is wearing the wrong clothes for the right occasion. That's you won't fit in. You now have what? Identity crisis. Because now you're in a place where you can't fit in. You're looking odd. For this lady, another thing I want to point out is, what factors do you consider while dressing up? Do you consider comfort? Please walk down. Just walk down. You can sit down from there, so let me just give the illustration. Why am I saying this? I'm wearing a sneakers. Is it good for my attire? Yes. Can I wear the heels she's wearing for this attire? Yes. But can I walk on it? I cannot. So, anytime you dress up, there are factors you should consider. Is it comfortable? Why do people take that out while dressed? Especially for women. I think women are guilty. They do not consider comfort anytime they are dressing up. Why? So please, for the last person, you two can go. So for her, okay, for her coming for a business meeting, do you think she's well fitted? No, you can go. It depends. You can wear. It depends. Like me, I don't wear heels. I rarely wear heels. But because you're wearing a covered shoe, it's going with your outfit. You understand? Then another thing I want to talk about, which is on the next slide. Please stay. The next slide. Is her outfit proportionate with her body size? It is disrespectful to see you have certain body structure and then you look vulgar. It's very inappropriate. Yes, God has endowed you with certain features, right? But it's what? Vulgar. Okay. I don't know, somebody, she might get offended if I call her, but if there was a lady that wore a blue dress, if she can come out, please. It's for illustration. I'm not trying to talk down on you. She has left here. I can't see her. She's not here. Okay. Why I'm putting this out is that after living here or you are supposed to stand out in every ramification of your life. Why I was making that is factors to consider when dressing up. For you to dress right, do you consider your body type? It's both applicable to male and female. Why I said vulgar, if you know you're busty, there are certain outfits you should never, what I mean, never wear. You see, deep V's, they are not for you. Then there's a quote that said, your dress should be tight enough to show you're a lady, but loose enough. No, your dress should be tight enough to show you're a woman, but loose enough to show that you're what? You're a lady. A lady carries herself with grace. You see women who wear extremely tight outfits. It is no longer showing your curvatures. It is now what? Disgusting. Because now somebody looking at you will now say, what is this? Can she sit? I'm even worried for some girls. Can she sit down? Can she dance? Okay, I went for an ashebi. So, the young girls now, she's busty. So she had a very deep V. So while we're all dancing, dancing like this, her breast almost jumped out of her. I was at this side like, God, please. God, please. God, I beg. God, I beg. And I'm now the one that is ashamed on her behalf. We can't emphasize, sorry, please, you can sit down. We can't overemphasize the essence of elegance in a woman. I have long legs. If I wear mini, you will love it. But there are places you won't catch me wearing mini. So please, ladies, put this into, even for men, there are some extremely tight outfits you shouldn't wear. It doesn't look decent. So that's why I'm telling you about factors to consider. We've given illustration of occasion. Dressing right starts from knowing the occasion and knowing what to wear. The next one is your body type. Everybody have their own flaws. Nobody is a perfect body. I remember when it was a time for slim girls. They were all shining. When Celine Dion was trending, isn't it? Everybody wanted to be Leba. All of a sudden, the trend changed. They want what? The big butt and then the big breast. So, trends and fashion will change, but your personality will remain. So, be graceful in anything you wear. Just identify what will suit your body type. So, the next one is, trends and what? Personal style. I know some people who insist on they will always wear suit or jacket. That's their personal style. They can wear it in anything. There are people I know, they always wear native. But you see, so is this corporate native? For formal meetings now, don't people wear native? Especially for men. Is it smart? Is it presentable? These are some of the things, and then they will let you in. Then for trends, there are people who want to follow trends all their life. It is not sustainable. Let's not even joke about it. My father's styles, the safari suits, are they not back? Retro fashion is in thing now, isn't it? Fashions from the 70s, from the 80s, they are coming back. So trends will never cease. So you can't chase trend. That's why you have what? Your personal identity that will fit in your personal style. Don't chase trend. It is not what? Sustainable. Then budget. This is very important. Do you have a budget? I think we need to start even in leadership classes to begin to talk about how much do you actually spend to look good? How much do you spend to look good? You can't have a salary of, let me say, 200,000 and you're living a lifestyle that is even like 150K. It's not sustainable. Don't you have other needs? That's the reason why I'm talking about sustainable fashion. I'll go into that. So next slide, please. Then we're talking about a capsule wardrobe. Recently, people think, how do I need to meet up? Oh, I'm going for this occasion. The outfit I have in my wardrobe is not suitable for what I already have. It is very possible. It's you who don't know how to shop. Shopping is a skill. Shopping is a skill. You don't just buy randomly. You begin to think in your wardrobe, I have a white shoe. Do I need a white pant? For a guy, black shoe is almost everything. I need one dress shoe and one sneakers. This particular outfit, I've worn it. I wish I had the picture. I've worn it. If I want to wear it to a club, I'll wear it. I'm going to wear a bomb shot on it. And if I want, I'll wear a revealing top. And I'll enter a club. Will I fit in? Yes. They will just say, she's stylish. That's what it will be. So please, if you want to have a capsule wardrobe, what you need to do is to select collection. There's something called color wheel. It's called color blending. How do you blend the colors in your wardrobe? Do you know there are certain colors you shouldn't have in your wardrobe if you're not a vibrant person? You see some people, you see them do black all their life. And color actually speaks of how happy. The first slide I showed of myself, that was the perception you had because it was brilliant colors. So please, whenever you want to shop, think of complementary outfit don't buy randomly. Buy things that will suit where you go to. What kind of lifestyle do I have? Am I a business kind of person? Do I go to formal occasions? Do I go to only parties? Then what kind of shopping should I do? It will help you minimize the cost of your wardrobe, whereby you have complementary things. You can restyle an outfit like 5 times to suit a particular. They said something about a black dress. Every woman should have a black dress. Because now, if you have a black dress and you have this suit, you can wear it. If you want to wear only the dress, you will wear it. So please, begin to think about how you will get complementary out. Don't just buy randomly. Go to your wardrobe. Take stock of what you have in your wardrobe and begin to think about it. So next slide, please. Sustainable fashion. This is the reason why we're doing the experiment. So please, if you finished, let me see. 1 or 2, let me see. If you finished. Oh, this is perfect. Whoa, she blew my mind. Wow. So the future is yours because sustainable lifestyle is very important. Why I said this is because buy less, choose well, make it last. Imagine my husband's shirt. Because the button is dropped and then he needs to discard it. How do you think our dump sites will be? Have you gone to any dump site to check the number of fabrics that are there? They are non-biodegradables. I don't know if you know that. Recently, there's been a campaign on plastic pollution. Okay, there's an assignment for you. Go and check your fabric. What's the content of your fabric and the percentage of plastic in your outfit? So next time when you're picking a PET bottle, pick your outfit. So we're going to take a pledge today. Next slide. Please stand up. Everybody stand up, stand up, stand up. Let's take a pledge. Let's take a pledge. I will buy less. I will choose well. And I will make it last. Thank you very much.
Round of applause for Miss Rwanda Wabweze. I hope you all learned something. I mean, you can't live here without learning something. At least we all have been educated that we should not spend more on some clothes. We should do what? Buy less and do what? Come on, say it well. Buy less. Exactly. Now, like she said, there are some clothes that you don't need to wear to a particular place. And for your body shape too, it's not every clothes that is for you. Cut your coat according to your... It's very, very important. You will see skimpy dress and you want to skimp yourself into it. It's not good, okay? The way you are dressed is the way you are addressed. Thank you very much. Now, right about now, because our time is very, very fast spent, we'll be calling on Mr. Patrick for the mentor's table. A round of applause for our mentor.
We don't clap in here. We redefine standard. I'm excited about today back home. Thank you for everybody finding time to come. Journey of 8 years has brought transformation to me and wellness. You know, I'm almost tempted most time to say, hey, does it work? Should I shut down? All the analysis. 2 gentlemen walked up to me yesterday. They came from Lagos. And somebody had called me earlier the day and was in a distress. completely distressed because this person has lost a job and didn't know where to go. I said he was referred to me to speak with that person. So I spoke with that person, and I was excited because it means that it's making sense and people are watching you. So these two gentlemen walked up to me and said they had a dream, and in that dream there was a snake that was biting everybody, and everybody was really under the spell of this snake of mediocrity, average life, horrid life. And while they were there, I just stepped in to kill the snake. And that's how the whole trend was reversed. I stand in here to, not because I know, but able to share experiences to young people, to great people, to all minds. Here in Standout, we are challenging status quo. Thank you again, Romanda, for that. I learned a whole lot about dressing. And I didn't know that you have classified me on my dressing. Thank you for letting me know that I love young people. So I challenged status quo. I caused men to redefine standard, and I said, who said that we should own a television? How did we get into the route that I must own a television? Who said my head should be in a certain way? Is this society or what comes from me? Who said I should own a car? How did it get framed up in the hall? I'm asking a question. Who lied to us that the moment I get married and my in-laws should put me pressure that 9 months should be expecting that I should have a child? I mean, there are things we really need to begin to question. Who conditioned us? Which society conditioned us? And it's in that journey that I feel that we are contending to too many things, especially in this generation. People come and tell us about cryptocurrency. Everybody want to go in there. We feel that we are not. If we are not doing crypto, you are not over there. Or if you're not in this particular thing, you're not over there. If you are not in this space, you are nothing. If you are not in this space, we are nothing. So we are confused. Which space should we be? So we're losing completely our originality, our essence of being, our true identity, because we are compared. The thing I'm challenging is those traditional wedding that they say we should bring 2 bars of yams some years back. Who constituted it? Tradition. Isn't it time we start working? Like I said, we are no longer in the 20, but yet, have you seen burial? A friend of mine, they came back from Canada and they haven't been in this country for like 15 years. Their mother passed on. And the kind of thing they were calling him and said, guy, I don't understand. Where are we going to get it? Where are we going to get this? Where are we going to get alligator pepper? Where are we going to get... they were so... I'm not discounting, but why is it a slope of bondage? I feel that our work... Have you seen people get into workspace? Comparison will just put them completely. They feel that you're underestimated because you think that you're not measuring up. Who set the measurement of life? And these are the things that we go ahead to talk about. Who said back home? What is back home? Please go ahead. Meaning, thank you for coming. Thank you, everybody, for coming. Thank you for sustaining Standout. All my friends that I show up, thank you so much for your consistency. I hope you're growing. I'm growing. I'm growing mentally. I'm growing spiritually. I'm growing socially. I'm growing materially. and I'm growing relationally because I don't want to be left away. Here we pursue strongly self-growth. What is coming back home? A place you go back after you've been aware. I just feel that we've been aware for too long. Aware to fashion, aware to competition, aware to all kinds of things. Where are you? Are you noticed that we're almost at edge because life is conditioning, it's pressuring us everywhere, and we're left the essential. Having returned to one's own home, do you have a home where you are vulnerable? I'm not talking about laziness or procrastination or average life where you are vulnerable. And almost every day we go back home. After you have removed the mask, after you have removed the cloak, after you have removed the voices around you that is putting you under pressure, because in the world there are many voices, then you come back home where you're alone. You strip yourself completely. You enjoy life. It's almost like we are not enjoying who we ought to enjoy. Having returned back to one's own home, to or at the place where one lives. Truly, where do you live? We have mental issues in the offices and toxicity and all that. I say, oh, this place is, oh my God. There are always something trending that tears us apart. I want to come back home. I want to come back home where I live life from the authentic, very authentic, very accountable to who I am called. I want to live compassionately. I want to live mercifully. I want to live purposefully, meaningfully. Please go ahead. We're going to take it easy. Go. It's not going. Should you give me so that I can cut? Okay, so how do I get this? I'm born again. I'm a child of God. My concept comes in from the Holy Bible and all that. Please, just for anybody who is listening. When the servant of the man of God rose early in the morning and went out, behold, an army with horses and chariots was all around the city. There, everything in the city containing our attention. And the servant said, alas, master, what shall we do? He said, do not be afraid. Every time you are afraid, you're not home. Every time you're afraid, you're not home. Every time you're worried, you're not home. Every time you're irritated, you're not home. Every time you are angry, you're not home. Every time you feel hopeless, you're not home. Every time you feel incapacitated, you're not home. Every time you feel frustrated, you're not home. Every time you say you're depressed, you are left home. Because depressed means you have been disconnected from home. That's what it is. Every time you feel hopeless, you're not home. Have you noticed that? No matter how a man is, if you're in town and things are bad, you say, take him home. At least in home, there must be something to eat. Mama will make something. Have you noticed? And in that home, there's so much comfort. He said, do not be afraid, for those who are with us are more than those who are with them. Then Elijah prayed and said, oh Lord, please open his eyes. I just come to bring you into awakening, that he may see. So the Lord opened his eyes of the young man, and he saw, and behold, the mountain were full of horses and chariots of fire around Elijah. He was not home. He was taken to externality, because every time you are not home, you are outside. And outside will not give you the comfort of home. Please go ahead. So let's look at why I'm doing what I'm doing. When you say, I am ill, you lie. It's your body that is ill, but not you. When you say you are broke, you lie. Your true self cannot be broken. When they say you are discouraged is a lie. You're not home. Your true self cannot be discouraged. Patrick, what are you saying? But that's the truth. What is this? We want to look at the essential. Who are you really? Who taught us what we clone as ourselves? You're going to talk about your higher self. And everybody who has followed me talks about higher self or lower self. And in low base life, you experience suffer. In higher life, there's no suffer there. That's home. And I can prove it. He said, if you then reason with Christ, set your affection above. He said, as it is above, so it's home. If you are down, you are down. You experience down. And down is not home. What about your spirituality? I feel that we have neglected spirituality, our work, our home, our marriages, and everything is superficial. The super ego, that's what we're used to. The position, that's not who you are. Listen, you are not a branch manager. When you go back home, you are a wife or you are a husband. So that's not home. You are not the pharmacist who dictate other people. When you get back home, do they call you pharmacist? Yes. Some people, they call you your name. Dorcas, come back home, welcome. Because that is your name. You're not pharmacist, isn't it? Accountant is in the office. When you come back home, Papa. Is it making sense? Because now we have attached so much significance to externality that we have left spirituality. We have left the divinity and we have left the unified self. There's a unified self. So we live life from a place of fragmentation or live from the place of completeness. Listen, it's either you are a good. I tell them that you don't go to war to win. You win to go to war. Anybody who is going to office to win, you will not win the office politics. You have to win at home to go to office. Every time you want, you are not home. Every time you are needy, you're not home. It's a concept that you need to understand. Want means scarcity. Want means external. We manifest. If you're not manifesting, you are wanting. And it's important when you're going to live. What am I manifesting? Really? We live in doubt. Every time you have no clarity of where you're going, you're not home. And where is home? Christ consciousness. That's where we are strong and that's where we are wise. Let me tell you, you'll say, I'm stronger than I think. Say it. I'm stronger than I think of me. Say it. This is 4 things that characterized your day-to-day living. Number 1 is helplessness. You feel helpless, that's why you're afraid. You feel helpless, that's why you're thinking about, if I lose my job, what will happen? You feel helpless, when you think that people should accept you. Helplessness. Weakness. We are so weak. And that's why we're afraid. The next one is we're powerless. Right? You're very powerful. We're powerless. From our conversation, we are powerless. And they talk about we're so fearful. You're weak. You're powerless. You're helpless. Please go ahead. So when I was a child, I spoke like a child. I thought like a child. I reasoned like a child. When I became a man, I gave up childish ways. For now we see in a mirror dimly, but the face to face. Now we know in part. Then I shall know fully even when I am fully known. People that know do not know. People that know do not know. because you know in part. In fact, one of the greatest limitations you have is knowledge. It is the knowledge that puffs you up. But you see, for people who do not know, they know to know they do not know. And they live in curiosity. And that's why they are acquainted with uncertainty. And uncertainty cannot define them because they are uncertainty themselves. Go back. For who will understand the mind of the Lord? You are not the mind. Say, I'm not the mind. Say, I'm not the mind. Experience, internal constructed mind is unhealthy. They have imported unhealthy mind to us from childhood. Yes, let's do it together. Unhealthy mind. Have you noticed when your mother, when you are parented, and the language your mother used or consistently used upon you make an impression in your life? Have you noticed that people who, they were not introvert, they were constructed into introvert because their mother would give them a rule not to associate with people, not to go anywhere. They were controlled. And that control formed their mind. And they thought that's the way their life is. They are not home with themselves. Because now they are outside home, they're natural. Have you noticed when that same person leave the house and enter university, you look at that person, what happened? I was under the influence of my mother. To some people, they will never recover from that in their true life. Right? I give you an instance, for instance. My dad always said there's no money. And honestly, it affected how we see money. But you know what? I was too smart. I said, hey, I got money. If I had money, because our name was money. And that's why I made money. Every time you're insecure, you're not home. And all of us feel insecure. How I know that you feel insecure? Have you noticed that if you don't have the kind of head they have, you're quieter? If you don't drive the kind of car they drive, if you don't end with the same figure they earn, you're uncomfortable. When you stay in the midst of your friend and you're not in their standard, you're not home. You become insecure. And the reason is because you're unsound. You know, we go to church and talk about something like, he has not given the spirit of fear, but the spirit of a sound mind. Right? Now, if I have sound mind, how would my life be? What's my decision? What's my feeling? So every time you feel insecure, it's coming from unsound mind. An unsound mind is where we are. It brings us to the place of weakness. Have you seen how it is? It brings us to where? You're destroyed by self. In fact, sadness represents self. So how did we get in here? And I broke this. Attachment. How did it start? Start from parenting. When you were breastfeed, right? Right? What happened? You are attached to the breast. And that breast started forming on your head. Dependency. So you were looking outside to depend. You forgot who you are. That this was temporary. But in that place that was temporary, it became like you. This is a hub. Have you noticed how the struggle, the manipulation to divert a child's attention from breast milk into natural food, right? Breastfeeding conditioned us and we started doing this one sweet and this is bitter. So this is pleasurable and this is unpleasurable. So that attachment now gave us a form. Into identification. And this is the hub of the problem. This is this identification. I identify that I'm weak. I identify that I am poor. Who made you poor? Is it clothes that made you poor? Or food that made you poor? Or because you don't have a job that made you poor? How can you, full of life, become one thing like poverty or lack? That's identification. Now, what happened that when we have attached into a certain, you drive a car in this town, right? It's pleasurable. Any day you don't drive a car, you are ashamed that you're not driving a car, right? Is that correct? How can I take taxi? How would they see me without a car? So you've been on a particular job that is paying you, that is paying your bill. Oh, you're now a big guy in that job. You have attached life to that cycle, but you are bigger than that cycle. Now you have identified it. You begin to control everything from the identity that you are attached to. Can I break it down? Right? What food do you like? I used to like bread. So much about bread that it will be difficult to sleep without eating bread. If I've eaten everything without bread, I can't sleep. I used to take bread in my mouth to sleep. It was that bad. Now, so if there's no bread. There's one they used to do at Rumo Masika. It was big. What's the name of that? Gipsy. Who said it? Gives. You were here when they give. I can't eat another bread until I eat Gipsco. So now, because I've attached to Gipsco bread, it was cake-like. It was really nice. Big. Heavy. Like a gege bread, like. It was quite big. I'm just bringing. Now, what happened? We have taken, attached ourselves, and identified with that. So we use it to control other bread. So that created a standard based on Gipsco bread, right? So when you don't have Gipsco bread, what does it do? It seems helpless. And this is the route of life. Where you are that you feel helpless, go and check. There's an attachment to a certain ideology, to a certain idea that you have formed as an identity, which now control you. And that's why you see that you're suffering. You're not suffering because you're used to pleasure. And you have forgotten that pain is part of life. That there's a time to have, there's a time not to have. I experimented something. I traveled, I think I went to Norway. So when I was going to Norway, say I'm not going with cash. I'm going with my card. Then they had to just give me a card. And the man would say, take some cash with you, Patrick. I said the card will work. Because you see, if I stay more in cash and I get into a place where they don't collect cash, where did I go to? I had cash and it was a bill of $100. They told me they can't take the bill of $100. That's too much. That's the only money I had. I said, but this is currency. He said, no. He said that like $20. I think it was in Canada. I was shocked that they couldn't take that. Now, I am taking my attachment
to where I am going, the systems are different, and that's why we suffer. That brings you to the place of powerlessness. They constructed us to a place of weakness. It starts from how we speak, how we view, which made us to be needing and wanting. I did an analysis about need and wanting. Every time you want, you are not home. Every time you're needy, you're not home. Because you are not meant to need. Can I say it again? You are not meant to need. Say, I'm a creator. Say, I'm a creator. Have you read the scripture that said, ye are God, the sons of the Most High God? What do they do? What do gods do? So every time you are wanting, you have left home. But unfortunately to you, whether you like it or not like it, every day you are creating something. Seeking is poverty. Seeking is not home. If you understand this, you don't seek. Oh, Paul said, seek, you shall find. It's not things. It's knowledge. It's knowledge. Yes. When you say ask, you shall receive. Seek, you shall find. Knock. And this is where we tie down. Asking means every day they gave you bread, or somebody gave you transport, and you continue to receive transport, right? An attachment. What it means, ask me, how do you make this money? Right? Otherwise, you remain on that level. That's what asking means. It means let me know. So now that I know, I seek the mastery of it. Knocking is to find expression. You say, but they say we should ask and seek. Ask knowledge. And this is the fundamental thing, I'm asking question and I'm discovering, because it is the glory of God to conceive a matter. And it's the glory of man what? To search it out. So in this kingdom, frankly, they have not taught us well that self-seeking is devaluing yourself. Oh, Patrick, but what are you saying? If I want something, right, I will create a value for you, right, to recognize. What do you return back to me? Value. And that's how we are. But you see, you are dependent enough by begging, needing. It's your need that make you. You're not a needy person. You're a creator. That's what brings us fears and anxiety, phobia, and unloving. Where am I going with this? We'll go. Give me next one. By the way, I've never looked for a job before. Since I was born. I create jobs. All the jobs that I have ever gotten, I was home and it came to me. Because I create job. I don't look for job, I create job. Majority of people are looking for job. That's why it's far-fetched. But I create job. If you have followed me, I talked about what they call life account. And the principle is quite the same. What if a man so? Right? We quote it, but we don't understand the implication. It means I'm the one who initiated it. Can I give you an example? The man who was looking for external validation were given a gift. 1. The people who understood who they are were given 3. They find expression. They know they are creators. They continue to create. What happened? They got more multiplication. The one who was seeking and needing validation, what happened? Was stripped. That's exactly what happened. I recall when I was in the bank, I was the least assistant supervisor. And I went up to my manager one day, and I said, manager, ask question about recruitment. I said there's a fundamental problem because the character content does not represent our philosophy. What is the means of recruitment? My manager looked at me and said, how? I said, because I'm wondering, because if you look at the people here, look at here, they are actually, that means that there are fundamental questions that we're not asking. He said, do you have the question? I said, yes. From that moment, they brought me into management. I had no business over there, and I did it so well. Who created it? Right? I created it. Did they find me? Did I ask for it? What happened? I created it. When you steal, you devalue yourself. Because you see, you lost creativity. Have you noticed that when you steal something, you're afraid? You're unsure. You're uncertain. Right? Because you know, that's not the source where it's coming from. And that's what happened. I mean, I've been around politicians. And I love them. They have opportunity, like they don't build structures. Right? But they have contact. When they have access to opportunity, where do they come? Structure. Is this structure that build things? Or is it harvest that build things? No, let me ask. Structure. So we had two people who were giving 10 million to start a business. Oh, that guy said they will know that I've arrived. Took a phone. Like branded himself. Put everything. Everything was external. Everything was all that. You know what happened? The other guy said, let me put a structure, put a system. And they put a system, put everything. And when a company came to search both of them, this guy looked so well packaged, really nice. They thought, but lacked structure. The guy who has structure got the job because productive cycle is in structure, not in package. The constructed self, experience-based. What killed us is yesterday. The sum total of you is all the collective experiences that you have shaped you the way you are. They rejected you, you become a rejected fool. The thing on your head is story. It's not true, it's not real. How you know it's not real? Tell another story. You change. So to have the constructed self, we have what they call the compared self. In fact, this is where we are trapped. The way you dress, why are you under pressure to meet up? It's because you're comparing. Because it's not inspired life, it's compared life. If you live an inspired life, it's different. So I met a young lady who had a low cut, very low cut. And what attracted me to her was she was the only person odd. And I went up to her because I like to talk to those people. So why are you not like every other person? I'm inspired to cut my head. They are not, they are comparing themselves with themselves. And that's not, they are not wise. Because that's a compared life. He said, you see me here, I'm inspired to keep my head. So why would I feel inferior about them? They can't be like me, I can be like them. People are constructed by need and want and experiences. They compromise selves. All of us are here. Tell me where you have not compromised. You know that when you go back home, you know you are compromised. Isn't it? When you are yourself, you know that you are not living your life. You are living a life of outsiders. Because who set the standard? What's the next one? Say it. Where are you? You know, there are people who will never. I was talking to a friend of mine. He said this person has been deconstructed, cannot find initiative. Yeah, they called me from Abuja. I'm going to be speaking with that person today. He said, there's no initiative in this person. Everything that she does is instruction. What it means that you are consuming, and all of you are consuming Facebook now. The content of other people is shaping your reality. You are not the other people's content. 90% of the time, what do you consume? Let's be real. What are you consuming? That's the consumed self. In fact, you have multiple voices around you. You don't even know which one again. Have you seen some guys? They don't know who they are following. Today their hair is big. Today this one over there. They don't have that. That's consuming self. You know, I wish I had been taught like this. And these things are not like I copied them from somewhere. No. What am I? I'm researching because I want to be able to live a life that is truly mine. What's this one? How many people are in this place? Hopeless. Hopeless makes you to do things that are outside you, and it doesn't give you balance. You must find yourself here. Where have you found yourself? Constructed self, compared self, the compromised self, the consuming. And what's the next one? Do you feel you are complete? Do you feel that you are complete? How many people feel that they are complete in life? How many people? But you know that you're living a lie because you feel they are not complete. It's a lie. Go back to here. Compared, make you feel that you're not complete. Right? Constructed self by experience, feel that you're not complete. Consuming self. We are complete sovereign beings. No one can devalue or discredit you. Every time external thing defines you, your worth, you have devalued yourself. Every time in life that a material thing, you know what material thing does? Is a finished product. Right? So, are you interested in finished product or in the root of the product? Eh? Are you sure? No, are you sure? So what should influence you? Is it sin or unseen? Unseen. So why are you here? Let's not lie. It's sin that controls us. Majority of the time it's sin. Performance based. Oh, this. You see the thought, how it's coming over there. But meanwhile, greater is he that is in you. You put it. The vast ocean that you are doesn't control you. It is a scarcity outside that controls you. I don't have. I weep for this generation because we're left divinity and will produce after our kind. It's not a cause, it's the same. It's just the divine mind, that's the Christ consciousness. Is it preaching? I'm not the one, not only Christians that talk about Christ consciousness, even spiritualists understand about Christ consciousness because that's the center of life. Can I prove it? Who has an MTN line here? You have an MTN line, right? Do you operate the MTN line without buying into MTN line? Eh? No. Eh? You have to buy what? MTN, right? Before you can use it, right? Okay. So how do you want to buy into life without contributing to life? Have you heard it's more blessed to give? Right? You are more interested in what to take. That's why it's far from us. Rather than what you are giving. Because you don't look yourself as complete. You look yourself as broken from a place of fragmentation. That's why I say a woman will say, hey, other people have a child, so I'm going childless. Who told you you're childless? The fact that you don't have a biological child, does that mean that you're childless? Divine mind. Say I'm a lover. How do you feel? Eh? Every time you're looking for love, it's left your nature of love. Because love doesn't seek love. What do love find? Expression. Are you getting it? That's why people are struggling to say they want money. We don't want money. You create money. Because what you are creating is cash. Because you have money to produce cash. Because money represents value. Safe, secured, and sweet. When I read this, and I practice in my management, I practice in my life and over there, I become more secured because you see, you can't break me. I recall when I had my separation. As I'm going to church, they are condemning themselves, not me. I could see them depression. Recently, somebody asked me, how did you survive? I said, I'm safe because I cannot be touched. I'm not interested in what they are saying. I'm interested in what I'm saying. Because it is what I'm saying that matters, not what they are saying. Because they are saying based on what they think, but not the reality. You can't classify me. Because I'm a spirit looking for a form. But people are form looking for spirit. So that's why they are not sweet. And their life is unsweeted. And they produce after their life. Expansive. Say, I'm expansive. You don't believe it. Because they're looking at the external thing, right? You're not looking at the ocean. I'm an ocean. I'm an ocean. So if I've made 1,000, it means that I can make 1,000,000. The lion I kill, the bear, that's an expansive spirit. Because I'm expanding. The day of a righteous man shine brighter and brighter unto a perfect day. If I have a child, I'll have another child. No one can stop it. That's how we are. You're expansive. You are the center of truth. And here we ask about, please follow, don't follow pleasure, follow principle. Principles are the truth of life. Say I'm tender. Say I'm tender. Say I'm tender. I can tell you why I talk about that. Every time you're hard, things are hard for you. Hard people experience hard life. Soft people absorbs. That's a soft heart. And that's what they call a gentle spirit. So if you look at the fruit of the spirit for some of you, you are not near it. So take those fruit of the spirit on a daily basis and amplify it in your job. Because I'm tender. So I'm vibrant. Let me tell you. It's only sweet people that create sweetness. Go and ask the leaders. They are bad people. And they bring bad policies. And funny enough, we can't do away with it. Intuition. Intuitive living. Living by the Spirit of God. So when other people talk about intuition, what is tough is about, and it's an idea that frustrates you. But in this kingdom, if you live without an idea, you become inspired. So I'm powerful. Really, are you? Why are you afraid? Why are you complaining? Why are you murmuring? How? I've not given the spirit of fear, but the spirit of a sound mind, full of power. That's who you are. That's a natural state of power. To tread upon serpents and scorpions and all the powers of the enemy. I can tread on my job. I mean, I tread finances. You know, the day I realized that I would never fall. And people say he's cocky. He's not cocky. One day, I read a scripture that said that he blessed them and multiplied them and increased them greatly, and the cattle will not decrease. And said, I cannot decrease. Because why? I'm powerful enough. Say, I'm present. I'm present. It is you that bring present to your problem. If you are not there, will there be anything? Eh? The thing that you are worried about, you are the one bringing present. Because you are alive. You're a being. Is it making sense? Okay, says let's look at the component of where we're going. I'm driving into the Christ consciousness to prove to you that's not who you are. They lie to you that what you are is who you are. No, it's ego. How many people talk about grace? I'm a product of grace. Are you a product of grace? Are you sure? It's a lie. We don't know grace. Grace cannot suffer. Grace is not weak. Grace is not competitive. Grace is not wanting. Grace is a flow. It's a nature. You know, one lady came to her and said, hey, we can't take food that belongs to king and give to dogs. He said, do you know who I am? I prefer that you come with drugs. But yes, I know you. I know who you are. You come with truth and grace. Do what you're supposed to do. That's a natural state. It's a flow. Don't use the word grace any longer if you say you're suffering. Because grace will provide. Grace knows that you are in trouble. It will provide. Am I a human being? Am I teaching? Am I experiencing it? I'm experiencing grace. Dignity. You are so dignified. Sometimes remove your clothes. Right? Throw it away. Do you feel home? Or is the cloth that's giving you home? Please help me. Help me. Sometimes strip yourself out of your clothes. What is clothing? External things. See, I've been in detention for 30 days sometimes. And I was barriered. I created dignity where I am. I wake up, I take my bath well. I was selling pure water. It didn't strip me off because, you see, it was just an event. And I cannot say now, I am that event. I am just a passing phase. My presence is what makes that known. The moment you take me out of that presence, it ceases to exist. So why would I take something that is the past and bring it into? Patrick, you make it so simple, but it's so simple. You're not a sufferer. That's what they call belonging and balancing. Where do you belong? I'm dealing with these boys. These boys will not kill me. 2 boys. Each time they open my room, when they open my room, I'll see them wear practically everything that I said, please, can you give honor to your father? And they are looking at me. What you have is our own. until you start seeing God in that manner. You separate yourself because you are God. It's still very difficult for human beings to comprehend they are God. You are the extension of God and you create. That's balance and belong. You don't belong to this external world. Listen, I've seen suffer. I've seen all kinds of suffer in life. I'm practicing this. That's why you see that I don't belong to that place. I'm going down. Agency, manifest or create. So do you want to manifest something or do you want to create or you want to manifest? Or you want to want? Which one is better? Create? Create? Are you a creator? Are you sure? Are you sure? You're creating content. Isn't it? You're creating soup. You're creating clothing. You're creating all kinds of things. Right? Right? You create the way you dress is a creation, isn't it? Say, I'm a creator. Should you be created? You've been created already. You are the image. If you don't get a new thing, know that you're a creator. The way your house is, who designed it? Oh, you say, oh, this should align this should align this. Let me deal with gratitude. You're a grateful person or you're an unhappy person. You see, each time you are not grateful, you can't appreciate. You don't live in abundance. It's a mental construct. They've constructed it that because you don't have 10 million in your account, you are poor. Is it really true? It's just that you are not creating enough to have 10 million in your account. But the day you recognize it, that's the end. Because you are not flowing from the external, you are flowing from the truth. That's what they call a flow. Were you raised in the village? And in the stream, very small stream in the village, we have that stream. And it's dropping continuously, right? It's a flow. Do you know where it's coming from? And that small flow now expands to rivers consistently. But it's a small source. That's how we are. We are abundance. I didn't say it. What did he say? The enemy come to steal? We put it. That's a reversal. That's the point. He has stolen our true identity and gave us a different identity. And we're pursuing those identity, and that's what we're suffering. That's what we're suffering. I don't need to go to America. I create to go to America. There's no struggle around it. Lower self. Validation. I want my manager to praise me. No. When I was working for my organization, I studied the place and I adopted what I call the mentality of Jacob, Pa Jacob. Pa Jacob was not looking for external validation. And even the man he was working for said, by definition, I know that since you stepped in, a lot have changed. And I like to buy old businesses because when I buy old businesses, I bring my presence into it. I don't go anywhere to seek for validation any longer. I am validation myself. I don't seek honor. I am honor. I don't seek to be liked. I like. In fact, my like is too much. That's why my hands are free. You know, there are people who are doing what we're doing here to get recognition, right? Or to get validation. I reject most of the award. I'll be in my office, they will call me, they want to give me an award. Why? It's what it is. I'm still practicing something. And that's what changed the dynamics of my business. There's something I experienced. A guy called in Acts chapter 10. He was in his house. The blueprint of his new life was given to him. Higher self manifests and expresses compassion without judgment. You see, your limitation is judgment. And in higher life, in creation, that's why you look at ash. And in ash, you're seeing beauty. Because he's not looking at ash from the point of ash. He's looking at ash from what he can do with ash. Ash represents that I'm not looking for the problem. And what can I do with the problem? So we have what they call the disconnected self. Because we're shifting focus to external thing. We're comparing and identifying. So separation is exile and fear. Brokenness is ignorance and delusion, and illusion and sensory. Because it's the 5 senses that connect into brokenness. But your true self doesn't connect into this. Attachment to ego self and self-centeredness. So where is the pathway to home? Rebate. Except a man be born again. Born again is, let me tell you, people, I feel that majority of people say they are born again and not born again. Frankly. Because a mask. Who will help us remove this mask of illusion and come back to real life? The first Adam created this separation. The second Adam is non-judgmental. He knows he has so much power to turn anything he wants to turn. If the tax people come, he knows how to get it. So it comes from through transformation. That's what we're doing, transformation. Until you transform and refocus. So how do I connect back to my true connection? Now, if anyone is unfolded in Christ, he has become an entirely new person. I'm a new person. Are you a new person? I'm not the same person that you knew yesterday. Now I'm a new person. I'm not the same angry, frustrated fool that you describe. I'm a new person. I'm entirely a new person. I wake up every day. I'm a new person. This is difficult to live. How can you strip yourself from all those attachments? I'm the managing director of this. Oh, I'm this. I belong to title. Now they've given me FFN. How can I carry it? It's just title. If I don't utilize it to convert, it's nothing. Hey, the journey seems to be far. Didn't I commission you as judges, saying, you are what? Since you judge on my behalf. You are judging on my behalf. You say, I have instructed you, say, do not judge, because what you judge comes back to you. You are judging that I'm poor, you are poor. You are like the sons of what? Now, frankly, look at yourself and look at where you are. Do you look like Most High God? In your job, do you look like the Most High God? Do you represent like the Most High God? Do you talk like the Most High God? Can God be afraid? Can God be concerned? How can you be like a woman, be not like a God? But they say, hey, nevertheless, in date, you are nothing. But man, you'll be led in the ground like a prince, and you will die. Princess and prince are behaving like cockroach. He said, why is he talking like this, boys? It's okay. We need to unify back to our source. We've talked about so much of a source. We have left the source. Whether we like it or don't like, we have left the source. The source is what we have left. And some of us are finding back to our source. Plug into joy. Say, I'm joy. I'm joy. If you are not joyful, you cannot create anything meaningful. In fact, our true state of life is joy. Hello? Our true state of life is joy. And one of the things that the enemy is pursuing is to detach you from joyful living and give you access to scarcity so that it corrupts your mind to live sadness, to produce after your kind. Because your nature is joy. To the barren, rejoice. To the wasteland, rejoice. He said, rejoice always, because that's a natural state. That's why you see, you have deep-rooted conviction. It's a conviction that, yes, I am not the one. Yes, I might pass through the shadow of death, but I'm not the shadow, because it's just a shadow. And it makes you to secured. I'm done almost. Okay? Done, I'm running. Secured and confident. That's why he said, do not throw away your confidence, for out of it is a great recompense. So we have thrown away our confidence. That's why we are powerless and weakness. But hey, we are coming back into the place of power. And that's where true money will come. You know, we have not accessed the fund because we are still looking for fund. And he talks about patient spirit. I talk about groundedness and establishment and all that. This is where I'm going. Free inside. Say, I'm free inside.
I'm free inside.
Are you sure? Are you sure? Are you sure? Until you become free inside, you can't create, because creativity happens in freedom. Worry is not freedom. Hatred, comparison, they're all constructed ideology. But this is where it goes. Why? You start unfolding gradually. And that's what happened to me. I started unfolding because I went back and emptied everything. I don't know. I don't have position. I'm not the one who divorced. I'm not the one who did that wrong. I'm not this one over there. As I emptied them, I found my true self. Because I started allowing and accepting. Be in alignment to your higher self, your divinity. Welcome to True Home, for you are glorious beyond measure. Who lied to you are not glorious? What's this one? Any day you can't access this, stop putting that scripture, greater is he that is in me. Shut up. Shut up. Please, let's talk like this. Is it okay to talk like this? Right? Don't quote it. Don't use it. Say, I'm warm. Say, I'm just say yes, I'm idiot. Just say it. But if you are not idiot, that means that you are what? You are what? You are what? Than what? Than you think. You're an ocean. Vast, deep, powerful, rich, nourishing and nurturing. Your unfathomable depth. Surface agitation. And external is noise. Those are agitation. They are temporary. Co-creating starts. What are you creating? Co-create starts with divine, diving into the essence of manifestation. Reposition, position, performance, and expression. Did you see anything want or desire there? Thank you. Did it make sense? Questions?
I know Abraham will ask questions.
questions or 3 questions? Ask. Don't wait for that. Yes.
If I don't want anything, I don't have a desire, what's the motivation to work? What am I working for if I have no want?
You're thinking like this because you don't have the money. Have all the money, what will you be doing? If you have all the money that you want now, what will you be doing? And that's why you don't have more. Because Jesus said, I have not come to be served. I've come to serve. You are here to serve. And you're not yourself. This palace, there are no mere words. I was at that level. Honestly, I was seeking for money, fame, people. I was going everywhere. I was traveling. As I'm coming in, I'm going. As I'm coming in here, you know what changed it? The day I was kidnapped. And in that place of isolation, I realized all those chasing was nonsense. And the moment I stopped chasing, start chasing me. True wealth means creation, expression. Wanting is lack. What it means that ask question, deeper question. What am I supposed to do? Because it's just what you need to know. What should I know? What should I do? If you get into this realm, sir, you see that's why it's vast. Now you are limited by want. But see, when you start manifesting, it's a different level. Stop desiring. Just know you are here to work. Let me explain. In my family, right? People are wanting, right? In my family, I'm looking for responsibility. Who do you think the heaven will favor? So, everything you're thinking about is responsibility. And that's a trust. Have you noticed that God will give people who have responsibility in mind form more than consumers? Because wanting and desiring. As you take you earn like 1,000 naira every month. Every month, tell yourself, I'm using 500 naira to feed people. Right? Stay on that plane. Opportunities will begin to open for themselves. But still be wanting how to make 10,000 before you can start affecting people. You're looking for that 10,000, it will never happen to do it.
Interesting.
Let me explain it more. My cousin, I like to use it. Say, if I have the kind of money you have, I'm doing XYZ. I finish allowing him myself. Are you not my older than me? Teach me. And what he was talking, I stayed doing that thing he think I was doing because no wonder you are blessed. Don't seek for reward, seek for responsibility. And that's the access to empowerment. Honestly, maybe that's why Dangote is rich. Because he's always looking for a place where there's a monopoly, right? And destroy the monopoly to create opportunities. As simple as you may not like it, that's what it is. Life doesn't reward to people who hoard. Life rewards to people who distribute. One more question. No, not you. That person. there's another person to ask question. Ask. Those are the students of this class.
You said we are creators. Now you have what to create and you don't have the finance to create. So how do you start? You say we are creator. And you also say that we always want. Does it mean when somebody dash me something, I should say, no, thank you?
How many of us carried their house from the village to Port Harcourt? Okay. Sure. But you came with it back. But now you own a house. Right? Right, isn't it? Now you own all the things in your house. Who created it? Tell you. And please learn it. Learn it. Learn it. If you have that mind form, you are in poverty. We say be empty. It's a concept that I've not. I studied the late Albert. What made him tough? And when I interviewed a bit, do you know how that guy changed the dimension of asset acquisition? Access Bank. Time will fail me. We can talk about it the other day. But let me tell you. If they give you 100,000 and give me 100,000, you use 100,000 to drink to, where will it lead you to? Prison. Who did it to you? You created it. Did I say it? Don't be deceived. Whatever a man sow, that's what you reap. What are you planting? It's what you're definitely going to reap. So one thing does not mean you will not receive. Okay? I'm not in control about what people give to me. I'm in control what I give to them. I will not focus about how people honor me. I focus on how. I'm not going to be how people will love me. I just know I'm a lover to love. So whether you love me or you don't love me back, is it different? Because on my own, I'm already sufficient in love. And it's my business strategy. When I understand this, I don't manipulate people to conform now. Because no matter what you do, I will create it. The creation is not outside. The creation is inside. So the only way you can hit me, that's why I say, if you faint in the days of adversity, we know these things, but why are we thinking that that's what it is? Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Patrick. Come on, you can do better than that. A round of applause for Mr. Patrick. Even though he doesn't like us clapping, this demands a round of applause. Come on, let's clap, let's clap. Thank you very much. I don't know if you guys really understand the last thing he just said. It goes deep and deep as the river. In short, if we keep drawing from Mr. Patrick, I don't know whether we are going to get to the edge today. Come on, a round of applause for yourself for listening. All right, so hello, the slides for the housekeeping. So we meet here every first Saturday of every month here by 11 a.m., right? Yes. Yeah. We meet here every first Saturday of every month for Standout. Okay. With Mr. Patrick Uduma. And we meet on the second and fourth Sunday of the month by 5:30 for leadership executive class. Okay, leadership executive class is the fourth Sunday, which is held online via Instagram. Are we getting that right? Then tune into 92.3 FM Nigeria Info every Saturday at 9:15 a.m. where Mr. Patrick gets to talk on the radio. He's on air every Saturday to talk, and you get to hear him talk about so many life experiences and his experiences as he keeps going vast in the world. Join us every Friday by 6 p.m. for an enriching 1 hour live with Mr. Patrick Uduma. Then, to book for counseling, you can call this number 070-1031-2296. Okay, now we are calling for volunteers. If you actually want to do what I'm doing right now, I feel it's time for you to actually signify. So we need media personnel, we need ushers, we need anchors, we need persons that could hold the mic and talk also and officiate. We need greeters too. Someone should usher our audience from the stair to this place, etc. So if you want to actually join, Miss Chinwe is behind. You can just meet her for that. Okay, have you guys heard about the Boy Child Project? Where Mr. Patrick gets to enlighten and train kids, and he keeps them under his care for a period of time till they are able to become men when they're still boys. And that's the Boy Child Project. So the Boy Child Project is still going on, and we need support. So please support the Boy Child Project. Thank you. Okay, so you can actually identify with us, or you can actually follow us on Instagram with Mr. Patrick at Patrick_Uduma, and on Facebook at Patrick Uduma. Then on WhatsApp, you can chat this number up for more information, 080-334-11451. And you can also follow Mr. Patrick on Twitter at Patrick Uduma. Okay, I missed something. Okay, now this is it. Our next edition, the most important one. So, Standout December edition is all about the outreach. We'll be reaching out to so many persons. It's more of an outreach whereby we have to come out that particular day and reach out to people. It's called the Homage with Mr. Patrick, and it's going to be holding on the 7th of December. We are all going to meet here, converge here till we get to the actual venue that will be scheduled for the meeting. And next, I'm not supposed to be the one saying this. Someone should be doing this for me now. Okay, so